All right, time to get the show on the road. How's everybody doing? Welcome back. We're going to do a little bit of farming today. On my single player game, I'm jumping on because nobody else is on our server right now. I figured I'd do a little bit of my single player. What I just recently did, you can see it's early spring. I'm testing out, driving around, doing some stuff with the seasons mod on and seeing how that's going to work out for me, if I'm going to like it or not. Uh, Yeah, so I'm just gonna go about seeing what I can do. I've last night I planted all the fields I can plant early spring currently. All right, I got paper in there. So I'm gonna just go around and do a little bit of checking out, see what if I have anything to pick up at my factories here. Let's see what I even own. I haven't played much at all. You guys are way ahead of me, I'm sure. I'm waiting to hear on User's Glue, and I don't even know if I have enough money to buy it now that I did all the season stuff. Um, got myself some new equipment and everything. But I guess my biggest thing with the seasons mod running is I'm going to want to get some extra cash to try to get some more fields while I can still plant them. And I got a couple fields that aren't planted that I was waiting for to put some corn into. Uh, as far as I could tell, it's still too cold to plant my corn and soybean. Normally that's mid-spring, and sugarcane. So I got 3 fields I want to plant, but I can't do them yet, which makes it interesting, to say the least. So this actually, when I'm doing my single player stuff, I'm always working on my. I don't have any more boards really, a little bit. I'm always working on my latest version of the map that you guys don't even have yet. So this does have the season stuff. Whoops, I want board palettes. It has the season stuff that I worked on the other day in it. And we did have an issue at the end of the broadcast where that wheelbarrow wasn't disappearing, but it's showing up. I think with seasons, when it switches over, if you remember when we had factories appear in PV3 in the past, sometimes they don't show up right away, especially like on a server, because the models are there. You have to log back out and log back in. I'm pretty sure that's what was happening with the seasons the other day, because as soon as I logged out and back in, everything that was supposed to be there was there. Boards. I got some boards. I'm going to eventually, if I can remember, switch these pallets over too so they all look the same like the ones that are on the truck. I just got to switch it over. They came in different times, so they actually are running 2 different pallets. And get one more of those. That's all I have for boards over here. We can close that for now. I've been running boards over to the greenhouses. What do we got? Oh, a stump that I didn't finish cutting down there. Got stumps everywhere. See, my driving isn't that bad yet. I said yet because I'm sure I'll roll something over today. I'm a little bit laggy for some reason. Did I leave the editor open? It might be just because of the stream. But I'm bouncing around a little bit and it's on single player. And let me just check and see if I got anything running in the background that normally shouldn't be running. No, it looks pretty good. Not sure exactly why I'm stuttering a little bit, because that normally doesn't happen. It's probably seasons. No, no, it was fine the other day. Not exactly sure what's going on there, but it's working. Little rubber banding. Oh, you didn't see that. I did not hit that tree. See, I can't remember the key combos without this menu up. Uh, Work position off. B is unload center. We'll do it unload back. And Y, put my boards in. We got some pallets going. Let me check and see how the greenhouse are doing. I don't think I have too much going on in there. Got some tomato pallets running. I think I need a lot of water over here. I'm pretty sure all of them need water. So let's see what else we got to do on this map. Waiting for fields is going to be a long thing in between. Uh, Digestate, run that down to the seed maker so I can get some water for my greenhouses. So anyway, between shows, if you were with me the last show, I've got a few things that I got to do this week. I reworked the schedule and updated the schedule for shows. I had to move the Hunter show to Thursday instead of Tuesday, and I'm not exactly sure, but every show that's on there should be no problem. But so check the schedule. This will be the last one for today, and I won't be able to do late evening shows for a couple days because I will not be home during the evenings, but I'll still be able to get here when I bring the kids to school. So we'll be able to do some daytime shows for the next couple days. Now, is that why am I not getting a trigger for my digestate? Oh, because uh, I don't play enough to know that digestate probably doesn't go there. No, it should. Let me loop back around. Try a different angle. I might not have any in the front tank. I got 3 tankers on here, and I don't know which two. Here, let me check something. Yeah, I don't have any in the front tank. It's in the back too. That's what the problem is. So let's see if I can get them into the trigger. And the back one's the real full one. Let's see if we can get it a little bit closer by... Well, we were close. Not close enough. Don't you love backing up these long trains? Switch over to there. All right, now I can go get some water. Fill up all those greenhouses. Early spring. Not much I can do in early spring after I planted those fields, but I can run my greenhouses. I can chop some trees. There's plenty to do. I'm building the steel factory currently at the moment, as well as birdseed. And I got to get some cash. I want to buy as many fields as I can while it's springtime. So once I get this greenhouse rolling, I'm going to do some dirt and or sand and gravel sales to make some cash fast. Refill my 3 tankers. If anybody has any questions on the map, feel free to type them there in chat. If the chat thing's working. Am I live? I think I'm live. It says I'm live. It's quiet out there. Hey, Quantum 4, how you doing? All right. Sagareth and Kill all around. Good to see you guys. You're remaking PV3? Nice. Making some custom edits for it? Good luck with that. It's a big map. It's never done either, seems to me. Putting the ice planes in was kind of cool. We can't see them right now because it's not the right season, but I thought they came out pretty awesome the other day. I still got several of them to do. Fixing up some roads and other stuff, cool. Yeah, either you have to redo it. What did I plant so far? That's a good question. I've got some fields I'm saving for corn and sugarcane, but I gotta wait until the temperature's right. I literally planted, let's see what I got on my map here. I have some sugarcane because, believe it or not, and what do I got here? Sugarcane. No, it was the sunflower on 63, and that was kind of a trial test for me. If you look at the schedule for sunflower, it says mid-spring to late spring, but not early spring. But the temperature was okay, so I think it will be okay. We'll find out when I get to that point. So I planted the sunflower, even though it's on this it says to plant it. So mostly the sunflower, and let's see what else we had there. Uh, yeah, the sugarcane is no, wait, sugarcane isn't planted yet. That's right. That's from before. It would be field 35. So I got cranberry planted. Uh, these two have to be planted yet. And in the middle, I have my carrots planted on the 3 down here. And I've got fields waiting for corn and the sugarcane. So this one that's right here actually has cranberries this time around. And I want to plant this other field, big field over here in corn. But I gotta wait for it to warm up a little. Yeah, I don't know. That's a cool thing is I suppose I could save the game before we're done today and fast forward just to see if it's going to work for you. Um, I planted it out of season. Well, but the temperature was okay. And usually the blue numbers mean you can plant them, but it's not going to germinate. We shall see if it works out okay because I planted it a little bit different. Hey KW, how you doing today? So we'll get some water in the greenhouses over here. And yeah, I like the seasons aspect, but it might get a little bit crazy with having to wait down the road. But I think, all in all, I think the map will work well with it. It's one of those things where maybe not everybody will like it, but I'm going to disconnect, make this a little bit easier on me here. I might be able to do it right from the front, but water, unload. I had the unload button. I want to try to hit as many of these as possible with a little bit of water then. So I'll put one load of water in each one. Oh yeah, good time to cut trees. Good time to I make most of my money honestly selling sand and gravel. You'll see my whole layout. I think I've got in stock at the main warehouse. Let's see if I can get the main warehouse over here. The train station, goods. Yeah, I've got 5,675,000 gravel and 5 million sand ready to do whatever I want with. So that is where I've been getting all my cash to run the farms. Let's see if I can pull these across in front of, and if it'll pick up the triggers. Switch might have to do a little bit of jockeying this into position a little closer. There, that works. Quantum Force sending me a link. What do we got? Oh yeah. So you took out and you put in the, yep, gravel. That's all preference. I kind of like the dirt over here. I usually end up going with a lot of dirt. I know it's easy way out. No, but I don't know. I think when the gravel is painted, I gotta mix more stuff into it to give it look like it's a little bit of touches of dirt here and there. Tire track marks, stains and stuff do kind of look good when you have the big areas. Hey, move out of my way. I gotta try to get this. Oh wait, let's get to another greenhouse here. Water over here. See if I can sneak the third one. Fun stuff driving these things around and trying to get a huge. Nope, wrong way. A huge line and switch it over to the right one. There we go. We got it in there. So what do we got? One, two, three more to fill up. I'll get one more load, and we should have at least some water in each one of these. Yep, that's the way you do it. Learn by doing. It's practice, practice, practice. So you want to see how far this has come? Go back to I got a series on YouTube, Making of Pleasant Valley, or History of Pleasant Valley, and you can kind of see the early maps and how they looked compared to where they are today. It's a whole different world, especially when I look back at the PV version 1. It's like, wow, what a change. And I actually thought that was awesome back then. You know what I think what's causing me? I got too many tabs open on my browser, and I got the news popping up, and I don't think there's anything else. I could shut the calculator off, but that's not really running anything. Is there anything? No, I think we're good. But I am getting a little skippy here today. Yep, that's how you do it, Quantum. Jump in there and mess around with something, and you learn little by little. And that's how you learn the program. I mean, as a beginner, I'm sure you're well aware. Just getting used to moving around the map can be a challenge. Uh, Getting that Alt key and scrolling around. It took me so long to learn some stupid things like, but you know when I started really learning, believe it or not, when I really started learning a lot of things that I did not know about was when I started broadcasting, because you guys out there have said, if you did it this, you can do this way or you could do that. And just as short things. I mean, I know I learned from somebody on the stream how to increase the speed that you're in the editor. It's just the plus and minus keys on the keyboard, but so you can go further when rolling your mouse across than just short distances. So for the first year, I didn't know that, and I couldn't imagine having the 16x map and going at the really slow speed as we're going around in the editor. I have mine set up to like 70 or 75. I imagine I could have tried to get water up there, but it's easier to get out of swamp. One of the things I thought of too, while we were working on the seasons, and I didn't think of it until after the show the other day, but um, the water storage tanks for the different farms will it's on my list of things I want to bring in, because if you're used to getting free water out of the swamps or the lake, as I am, your animals are going to need the water in the winter, and you won't have access to get it because they're going to freeze over. So putting some extra water storage on the farms will be handy. You'll be able to collect the water during the spring, summer, fall, and fill up your tanks at the farms so you have access to water for any factories and stuff, animals and factories that need it during the winter. Because, yeah, right now you don't have a problem, but once I get the update out there with uh, ice on the tops of the lakes, you'll either be buying your water from one of those spigots, which is a pain in the butt, costs you a ton of money once you've got to fill this concrete factory and stuff up, or you will have to store up to get through the winters. So I think those are the kind of things that are pretty cool. I think that you can change the gameplay with seasons throughout and give the users little different things that obstacles. Basically, if you don't harvest enough to keep something going throughout the winter, you're going to be stuck till the next year. So there's a little bit more of the planning ahead aspect to the game. I don't usually fast forward my games either, so it'll be a little while before I get to when those crops are going to be ready. I'll fast forward through the nights sometime, but daytimes I try to get every waking hour in with moving stuff around. Thus, I don't have very many of the factories built yet. I'm yawning already and it's only 2:30 in the afternoon. And I got a busy night tonight, and the next few days I'll be in and out. I'm not even sleeping at my house for the next 3 days, so I'll be back to do my daytime shows, but the Tuesday and Wednesday shows that are normally scheduled at night are not on the list when I'm not going to be here. Oh, actually, I never had Wednesday night shows anyway. So it was just Tuesday, pretty much, that needed to be moved. And that was the hunting show. Moved it up to Thursday in place of the. I still gotta finish up Friday's schedule once I figure out what we're doing, how things work. Make sure everybody's back in time. My services aren't needed elsewhere. Whoa. I was looking at the monitor, checking to see if anybody was typing anything, and I took a wide turn. I do drive much better when I'm not streaming. I swear. Not really. Not too much better, but a little better. Ah, back it up. See, we got a pallet being made already. That's a good sign. I do have some of these loaded up with some compost. Kind of what Viper says. Yeah. It's different when you're streaming. If you're looking at your chat, but I still, believe it or not, think I roll over more vehicles when I'm not streaming because I just try to zip around a lot. Thanks for the host there, Salius. Yeah, not streaming, I roll over a lot of vehicles. A lot more than you see when I'm streaming because I drive too fast. All right. Uh, am I not in the trigger with the right one? Come on. Unload. So the killer part is I planted a huge field of sugarcane just before I decided to turn this game into the Seasons mod, and I lost it all because it reset all the growth, and it took 70,000 seed to do that field, and yeah, that was all I had left pretty much for seed was the, and I lost it all, so I got to replant it all again. I picked a smaller field for sugarcane this time, but still. Let's see how we got to do this. It happens. I just did it too. This stuff wasn't even growing. But it kind of sucked away 70,000 seed. And now I gotta get more seed. So this liquid transport, AR liquid transport will work. Yeah, man, use the magic pencil and put it back. I could, but you know, I'm okay with it. It'll grow eventually. I can't even plant it again yet. I got the magic money mod in here too, and I don't use that either when I'm playing. I want to play this game as real as possible for, you know, I cheat enough when I'm testing the maps. I don't need to cheat my own game. So I don't bring any money in. Let me bring this back. We're pretty well, we got some water down there. Not a lot, but at least enough to get those greenhouses all going. I think I need a railroad crossing right here. Figure out where I want to park this. I'm gonna bring it over to the other farm, I guess. Then I gotta get some gravel sold. Show you how I do my sand and gravel. The easy way. Now I didn't have to, believe it or not, reset the sand and gravel piles in my map. Gravel's a little funky, but it's still there. Take my back road. Gotta be careful with the animals too, because they can die. Usually through the winter, I think. Good evening, Leif Johnny from Norway. Good to have you. Evening there. It's afternoon here. Alright, let's see what else we can do here before the season rolls around. I can check my pig food, see how we're doing. Thank you for the bits there, Leaf. Thank you so much. I got the audio alert, and the jar looks like it has, but I didn't see the whole thingamabobber. All right, we got enough there to last a little while. Sending me some cheers. All right, so be prepared. This is my sand setup with my train. Here we get to the. I use the grasshoppers, and same with, same way with the gravel. I got three of them. The trains I think are fully loaded. We just gotta. Where are we here? Oh yeah, I just finished seeding that field with that one. Get that thing off because the next field is gonna be corn. Hey, by the way, got a notice in between. Now it's kind of weird. I was really testing, but my subscribers now have their farm animal emote icons. If you're a $5 subscriber, I think you get the cow. I got a cow, a sheep, and a pig for icons. Anybody has them. If I don't know if our subscribers are watching, but you could try it out. I don't know how you do them, but yeah, there's some little animals out there. Clean up my mess. I basically just tab through my vehicles in order when I play, and if I see something that has to be done, I do it. And I need to clean up some corn. There you go. Wolfie has a pig and a. Is it a sheep? Yeah, the pig and the sheep there. He's out there. How you doing, Wolfie? All right, we're gonna go over to get my trains running here. Gravel is all fully loaded. I am doing really good myself too. Yeah, it's a little crazy this week, but doing good. I'm having fun, enjoying my new show schedule, and 16x map is coming along. Taking a little break from it right now for 2 hours, and then we'll be right back at it. But it's starting to actually look more and more like a map every day, which is kind of awesome. And this new season stuff, that's pretty fantastic. I can't wait to see what else I can come up with the seasons mod. Which, speaking of which, what do you guys think? I mentioned it in the last broadcast. Uh, which silo am I? It's like, is that the goods silo? Goods drop off. Foods. No, it's the third one. It's up the hill. Stop changing the 4X map. uh, it's keeping. We got to get Wolfie's Pizzeria to have eggs. I know that. But the one thing I was questioning is our trees on this map. Don't know how people feel. I mean, right now we have tons and tons and tons of the pines because they're easier to cut down with the scorpion. So with the pines, I really thought about going through and replacing some of them in the non-forest designated zones with some more of the, uh, the birches, the maples, the oaks, just to get the overall effect of fall is here when if you're playing the seasons mod to look much differently than it does now because we have so many of the trees that don't change during the winter, fall and winter. It'd be kind of cool to see what happens. The ones that are just loosely planted around that aren't actually in forest zones, like the ones I'm driving through right now, making some more of those into the different tree types. It'll give it a whole different look if you're playing seasons based on the season. Right now, any tree that we're around right now all looks the same. What are you doing with the Wolfie? Keeping you busy. That's what we got to do. Got to keep you busy on the 4X so that I have time to finish the 16X. But now that we got the chicken breeding and stuff in the other map, I could easily bring it in. Although, you know what the problem with that is that I don't think I can do it now that I'm thinking about it without a restart because indexes would change because it has to run on the M factory script. So that would be the issue. So, oh, you're changing some stuff? Good. Start these things up again. Get them filling. And then I just come back later, check them out. But yeah, that's the train operation right there. Filling up my carts again. Let's see, where else is my other train? That one's going. Then I do the same with the sand. You all are. That's all right. I like to see what people come up uh, with their changes. I notice a lot of the streams, it's pretty cool when I go in and say, oh, look at that. They put road in over here and they didn't do, or they did this or they did that. If you guys too, it's entirely up to you. If you don't mind, if you have something that you changed or you modified a factory or you did anything and you want to send me a link of your changes, I could review them and we could actually say, hey, do you like this? Either I could make a decision on my own, which I do frequently enough, but I'm not opposed to bringing in things the way you guys have made the edits to your liking. If like you made a change to something, I can export it out of your map and put it right into mine. Maybe a new layout for the greenhouses or do different whatever you've just done. I have no problem if you would like that, so you don't have to keep changing it as time goes by. It's entirely possible that I might like it. I didn't mean it to sound that way, but if I think it fits and it flows better and more people would prefer having it the way you did it than the way I did, and it can be done in an update, then yeah, we could always make it a permanent part so you don't have to keep redoing it. Of course, I am particular about some things. I know a lot of people put in the silage silos at their farms rather than the bunkers, and I kind of like doing the bunkers, but that's just me. Wouldn't be opposed to having one of the farms use the silos though, if somebody already had a setup like that, and use the other ones or a couple of them to mix it up. So some people would have the silos and some people would have the bunkers. But for me, I'm not going to go back and do that stuff unless somebody already has it done and I like their setup and we can import it. I think I just drove right by the silo that I need to dump this out at. Because I wasn't paying attention. We got to back this up. A little further. Unload. You got an error and lost the factories. What was the error? That is the question. And the only time people have lost factories is there is a unknown, we have not been able to track down what causes it, but there's a, somewhere when a great demand kicks off, it writes the line in and some of the factories disappear. So before, if you're not getting, you can, I wouldn't post a server log in there, but you could send it to me. I really want to look at the game log, but if it's on your server and you haven't done anything, here's a suggestion. If it is that, that's when it usually happens on server. Fast forward your game one full day, and then exit the server and come back in and see if your factories are there. Basically, there's a thing where if a great demand kicks off, I'm not even sure which one it is, it will temporarily, until that great demand ends, make your factories disappear even though nothing is lost. So we've had that happen, and it's usually just got to go a day or two. I think most great demands are less than 24 hours anyway. And then when it clears up, everything appears back, but you got to log out and back in. So, yeah, the server log is probably not going to help me. It's probably your game log, and I'm probably, if you lost your factories, that's probably what it is. That's the only known issue. So I would give that a shot first and see if that fixes it. Just fast forward, because it's really nothing. Fast forward a day, log out, and go back into the server and see if it's all back. Because we are aware of that popping up on servers, but we can't, I haven't been able to track it down other than quick fix. I like to drive the train backwards because it's much longer when I go the other direction. As a matter of fact, there's my potted plant that we were looking for the other day. It's still in the, still hanging out there because it's springtime. That's just a demo. I didn't even remove the demo stuff. Did I stop in time? Close. I think I gotta move it up a little bit this way. Let me see which one I'm in. All right. Load that one. Start loading that one. And another one. Why is my money going down? What did I do? I hit a wrong button over here or something. What the heck did I do? Oh, it stopped. Did you see that? It just dropped drastically. I'm not buying anything. This one needs to be refilled. Now you can see I didn't reset my gravel, so it's a little bit crazy. But I'll reset it when I run out. We've got the big gaps from the mess, but you can... I'm still using it. It's the quick way to load a train. I do take my shortcuts at times. Oh, you know what? I think I hit the refuel button on the other one. That's why the money was going down. Yeah, that's what it was. Hit the R, because these things refuel as well. The R is kind of close to the E. Um, I don't know if it works with the great demands turned off in the menu. It's not the great demands that are in game. Can you turn? I haven't even checked. Is it possible to turn these? It's these uh, quickly delivered cargo. It's the contract. I think it might have to do with one of these. It could be the great demands in game. Turning those off might help it. I'm not sure. But it rates a, yeah, that is the issue. All right, let's go find train 3 is the one I sell off with. Let me check which shop has room. See, I do use the predefined, uh, so these fluctuate. It only allows me to sell so much a day. Dawson's can take, right, I think Brown's, this is Brown's. We got 280, so we could take about 125,000 of each, or 225,000 of each product here. We will not be able to sell off a full load, but I'll be able to get 2 of one and 1 of the other in there. Almost all of it. Then I usually run to the other site and sell some off on that one until they're all filled up and make some good cash. I want to buy more fields. But also, Hops and Props is going to come due any time now, and I'm not going to have the money if I don't sell something. So let's see. Gravel. Yeah, I never even thought in-game great demands turned off might solve the problem from happening ever. I think that might be what they're linked to because it writes the line into the XML file. What happens is the vehicle XML, the great demands, write a line at the top when a great demand is fired, and sometimes that line writes in there, and because it's the first thing in the file, everything after that appears as if it's been altered, but it really hasn't. It just has to wait until that line disappears, the great demand is over, and everything comes back. So it's a temporary thing, but with them turned off and that line out of there, it should work. Question is the line still going to be in there if you turn them off before the end of the great demand? I'm not sure. Um, Let me see. More gravel in this one, and then we'll do a sand one. And as far as I know, nobody's had that problem on single player. It just happens on the servers for some crazy reason. Also, just so you guys know, if anybody's having issues with the latest update, make sure you've updated to your game. When Giants released the sugarcane mod, the platinum pack, they made several changes to the game itself in an update for the game that has fixed several things, and it may be necessary now to run our map because I always try to keep it up to date with the latest version. And we'll fill the last one up with sand. Because we got some. All right. Well, it's good that it's back. 4 hours real time. Yikes. A little bit of catching up to do. Yeah, for the server, I would try running it with the great demands off and see if it happens again. Yeah, send the game log to albert@gmail.com. I'll take a look. But chances are it is that same issue. Unless there's a mod conflict somewhere, it's probably that issue that we already know about, and that's the only workaround we've figured out so far. All right. Let's go sell some stuff. There is something about this PV3 map that I just really, I don't know. As far as design-wise, the layout and stuff, I really like it this time around. And not that I didn't like the others, but I prefer this landscape actually over the PV Rivers landscape that we did. And it keeps drawing me back into wanting to add more to it. you know? Sometimes that isn't the case, but this one here, it's like, oh man, it's running good, and it's like one of those projects I don't know if I want to see it end. I've almost thought, even if we've got so many new things that I can do with the gold smelting and the iron ore smelting and stuff that could be brought in, but it would require a M factory overhaul, and I think that most of the factories and everything, it would probably might need a version 4, which will require a restart. Which no, I don't think there's many people that want to do that at this point. Some would, but chicken eggs and chicken breeding and all the gold mining stuff would be kind of cool to have in here. Look at that. We got $376,000, and I'm going to go over to the other place and fill up and sell off some over there. I hope they let me have my user glue factory. I should check the store and see what's going on with that. If it denied the sale, I don't know. I fast forwarded when the other ones popped up because I was testing, and I need to have glue so I can make my drywall so I can finish some of the other factories. Another thing on this, with the 16X map, just gonna throw this out there. Oh, no problem there, PT. It's Alberith. If you my moderator name, it's ALBORITH at gmail.com. And that will we'll check it out. All right, no problem. So yeah, seasons. Things are going to work differently around here. Make sure you stock up before the seasons come. So I really don't have a lot that I need to stock up, other than maybe by the end of the season I'll have the birdseed factory running. So I'm getting products ready for that, which is your millet and your corn and your sunflower. Beyond that, this year I don't have to plant too much other stuff except for the animals. Make sure the animals are taken care of. Now with the random volume of the reserves, it kind of prevents me from going too crazy with my sand and gravel. Now I know people that have taken it off that setting on their server. Could have someone go in there and sell just about everything off. Let's see if there's any. There we go. But with it set so you have the volume, random volumes, I can't. I'm almost full for the day. with what I can actually sell off on the railroad tracks for sand and gravel. So we're kind of stuck once I see what we can squeeze into this silo. Stop. Good job. This one's a lot closer to the other one. So we're looking at not Dawson's. I'm now at 270. So I get about 230. We'll do 2 sand and a gravel and see what we can do with that. 2 sand and 1 gravel load. Is there a way to turn off wither plants with Seasons mod? I know it was grayed out, but it would be cool. No, there is not. Unfortunately, they disabled it because it's supposed to wither when it gets into those seasons. So that's just one of those things you gotta get used to. But it withers by the season, so you should have plenty of time to harvest them. You're gonna run out of things to do. And so that's my whole thing. Well, there's enough to do on this map, but yeah, when the winter comes around, you're gonna be cutting trees and stuff. Got to get those crops in before. To me, it makes sense why they disabled the wither because they're controlling it. I mean, they disabled the option to turn it on and off. The whole script controls it, so you would have to edit your own file to make it so that it doesn't wither. Oh, if you're on a server, I get that. That would be an issue. Something to consider is on your server options. It depends on how many people play on it. I mean, single player, it stops when you leave the game. But on a server, you can set it so that if nobody's on the server, this time doesn't advance. That would probably make more sense for a server using that setting. If nobody's on server, we always have it so it's regular, like you probably do now. If nobody's there, the time still goes, so you come back the next morning and your crops are ready. Yeah, I don't know if we haven't set it up on our server because I don't know how well. You'd have to be pretty active. Somebody would have to be there. Yeah. Somebody would have to be there to make sure the stuff's not missed. And if it gets down to one person and you're trying to do a whole map, yeah, that could get to be a pain in the rear end real quick. So, tricky. And I know, yeah, so we didn't bother with it. I do like a lot of the things, though. Like yeah, my vehicles are going to require maintenance in order to keep running every so many engine hours or game days. Which, the game days, what do we got? 3 days per section. You wonder how you can disable it? I couldn't even tell you other than if you look in the Seasons mod itself, there's growth sections and there's several sections that say final state wither. They'd have to be see, the problem is I don't think you can change it to do what you want where they don't wither. I think you could change it so that it will go back to another state. It's going to switch a stage regardless with that mod. You can do a cut stage, so at the end of the season, instead of withering, it'll just go back to the cut stage. That might work. I'm not sure. I haven't messed with it to figure out if I could stop them from withering. But there is a growth settings XML that it's based off of. And it's a little complicated. Even the guy that wrote the guide said it's going to take some trial and error and a lot of testing to get it to work the way you want. I still haven't got ours working the way I want. Uh, Trying to get the sugarcane and stuff to regrow in the beginning of the next season. Not sugarcane. Sugarcane's working okay. But my lavender and my cotton to regrow. But it's been an issue, so I'm still trying to figure that out myself. And I've done a lot of trials and error tests already, let me tell you, like about 30 of them. Ah, you're running your map at 5 times speed. Uh, it's a game day per, uh, basically, it's a game, 3 game days per season. So I will have early spring. You can see where it says right now I'm in early spring 01. Early spring 02 is another game day, and early spring 03. So after 3 game days, we go to mid spring, and we have 3 more game days. And then late spring is 3 more. So it's 9 days worth of, and if you're running, well, you're running at 5 times speed, but you have 9 days for each of the actual seasons. Three, three per season section. So early spring is 3 days, then mid spring is 3 days, late spring will be 3 days, and early summer is another 3 days. And it's the same game days, so if you're running at 5 times speed, it's going to come a little bit quicker. If you drop it to 1x and you let it run all the time, when your crops need to be planted, I mean, most of the part you'll have it. What's cool is it's going to make you have to pre-plan stuff, but I think it would be work out fine on a server because let me see. Basically, as you look at this schedule, if you're running it regularly, you have a full 9 days where you could plant wheat or plant barley or plant canola. You got only 6 days, but it's still 6 real-time days to plant sunflower when those seasons come around to plant. And for the most part, rice as well, 6 days. But the harvesting time, when you get near the end of the season, you've got 9 to 12 and sometimes more days to harvest in a row. So if you can make it in and do your harvesting on 1 out of 9 days, and this one here, 3, 6, 9, 12. Most of these down here are 12 days of harvesting time if they're ready on time. But I would say you usually have 9 days to do your harvesting for all that stuff. So, yeah, you should be good if you're running on normal speed and people are showing up at least once a week and putting in some time. You should be able to play it. Let me see if I can unload the rest of this into my... Whoops, I went right by it. Don't go by it. There, right into my concrete factory. 649 grand. Might as well cut these stumps up. Start the engine first. Got my tree operation. If you got the latest update, you can now plant trees again. I'm not gonna. I want to see how many trees I can cut down. Oh, I need gas in this thing pretty soon. I've been working this side of the map, taking all the trees off little by little. Another thing too, with lag and stuff on your server, if you're leaving all your tree stumps around, that'll start slowing it down. Your shapes file gets too big. So take care of your pallets, and your stumps will usually free up some of your lag. Hey LJ, good afternoon to you. How you doing? Yeah, you'll be fine if someone can't get on for a day or two if you're running seasons. As long as, I mean, that'll still give you a few days to get everything chopped up or harvested. You shouldn't be an issue. It's like I said, a real season is 3 days, and you can, or a section of the season is 3 days, and you can usually have multiple sections you can plant things in. Just keep an eye on your schedule and make sure you stick with it, and you should be all right. You got to kind of stick with it. People planning out of a season will cause it not to germinate, so it might be a little bit confusing for your players if they're not familiar with the seasons mod. You might have to give them a little rundown to be careful. I mean, you plant something out of season, like if I was to plant my sugarcane right now, it's not going to germinate. I don't know. I haven't run tests to see if I could pre-plant it and then if it will germinate when the season comes around and it's just not active until then, or if it's just a waste of time. Others might be able to answer that. This is really my first attempt at actually playing it, so it will be interesting to find out. I'm interested. I planted the sunflowers off season. I'll run a fast forward once we're getting close to the end here pretty soon. Going to 4, then I got things to take care of. Look at all these stumps. The things you do in between. I'm gonna run out of gas because I don't have any gas out here. Gotta be very careful. I'll have to bring in a service wagon and pay for my gas. Seems to me that I don't know if they made changes, but is stump cutting easier since the update too? What do you guys think? It seemed like it was a lot harder to target them before than it is now. I mean, I'm just not having any issues with stumps with the stump cutter this time around. As soon as I get close, it cuts them. Things are going good around here. This is actually, to be honest with you, this is like my one real day, 2 hours to play the game this week. I might get another couple hours in later on. I usually do two, but yeah, schedule had to be changed up a little bit this time around. I don't know if I put another Farming with Dave segment this week on there. But we've got several shows scheduled. Getting closer to flight time. 15 days away from me heading to the Dominican Republic for and Christmas. You guys got all your shopping done, I hope? I didn't do any. It's just the way it is. All money is invested in the DR right now. Yeah, bah humbug. Have not started your Christmas shopping. Think you better start up there pretty soon, LJ, if you got any amount to do. You're running out of time. I hate it out there. I just went grocery shopping the other day and went to Walmart and picked up a few things, and it was, oh my goodness. I'm like, never again on a weekend during Christmas am I going to do my shopping at Walmart, because It's a madhouse. I'll go during the week next time. I love using my stick controller when I'm grinding stumps. That's one of the areas I use it all the time because I can move this around so easy with my little stick. But the only thing I could say about, well, when I got this Farm Sim racing wheel with the, well, Farm Sim, it's not technically a race, steering wheel with the side controller, absolutely loved the side controller, absolutely loved the steering wheel for farming. But any other game that I've had, it sucks. No offense, but just not the same for, and I might replace the wheel and keep the controller at some point down the road and get another decent force feedback wheel for, I mean, I've got some pretty cool like Dirt Rally and even Euro Truck or American Truck Simulator. This wheel wasn't meant to be driving on the roads or racing with. There's not a lot of tension in the wheel, and it doesn't have the force feedback effects that I miss them so much from my old cheap wheel. Yeah. I haven't played those games at all since I got this wheel because I did a little bit and then it's like, oh my gosh, Dirt Rally, I can't even stay on the paths with this wheel. There's too much play in it. And there's not enough settings to get it down to where it's decent. And there's a little bit of a delay on that game too as well. I think we got most of the stumps. I think I see one right over here that I missed from before. A couple. There'll be stumps everywhere. I've cut down so many trees on this side. That looks good. Bring this back up. I'm going to have to fill her up. This is just for the stumps. I don't use this Brooks to cut the stumps. Actually, they don't cut where... no offense, but the Brooks cutting stumps isn't... It was difficult. I don't know if they fixed that. I've been using the Scorpion and just loading up my trailers. And I use the Brooks when I'm cutting for wood chips. I've got that up at the... Oh, I got a log that I left behind there. I wanted to check status on... Oh wait, not the tree license. We have a tree license going, I think. Let me take this for a ride. Oh, do I have a vehicle down there? My factory's being built here. Crystal steel. Get some more gold out. And it's still building. Coming soon. Let's see. Let's go back to this one. I'll take this over and I'm going to be heading that way anyway. I want to see if the user glue, what's going on with the sale of that. I need it. really bad. Which direction? I'm heading the wrong direction. Turn around, Sam. Whoa. Didn't want to turn. Because I got to check the middle mill and see if there's any. How's the pallets stacking up? They got a little ways to go. Pallets go really fast in this version. I mean, I think it makes a pallet an hour, so something like that. A pallet of pallets. I wonder if you can change the view distance on the piles, the sand and gravel and stuff that's on the map, so you can see it from further. I haven't checked that out. I've cut a few trees around the Cogent factory, but mostly down the side of the map way over here. I really like this section, these sections for the towns. I'm contemplating if I want to do all that ground leveling in the big map and put, because you get the little blocks and so much with it. Not the double section like I did here, but bringing a few of them in. There's only two things that, into the 16X, two things that I dread. Number one is connecting the road to an existing road and having it look halfway decent. Number two is leveling all the ground in between again, bringing it, all those little shapes is a pain in the butt. But it does add to the town look as we do it. Oh, I went right by where I was supposed to be heading. Silly me. I'm thinking of the trees down there. I want to go up and check and see what's up with user glue sales. See if I'm going to own that thing or not. Otherwise, I'm stuck with no glue. Which means no paper, no drywall yet. Stop over here at the real estate agent and see what he says. It's just grayed out. I don't know if it's... I don't know why it's grayed out. What does it mean if it's grayed out? That it's still in the process, or I missed it and I gotta wait till it clears up? You guys know better. I don't play this game. I might have missed the sale on it. I suppose I could buy glue from it if I don't own it. Yeah, I think I missed it too. I don't own it, I know that. But I think I missed it and have to wait again. Or it declined to let me buy it and I have to wait. Which is possible. I might have to buy some glue from the factory because I want my drywall to get started. I declined the sale. Yeah, I was clicking like crazy one day. So this is a section, apart from the swamp, there's usually trees all through here, and I cut down every tree down this side of the map, all the way down here on this side of the road. It's pretty clear around the swamp. And I cut down through here, as well as across the street. I started actually all the trees that were along here, and I cleared out this section across the street, and I took away some of the grass, so I have a little bit of a dirt lot. I was going to put my repair barns and stuff down here eventually, but I cleared out all this section, as well as the stuff that was in between, and made way up on the top hill here for some expansion as well, because I cleared out this whole area. Used to be planted trees, and then you can tell where there's dirt underneath the. So yeah, I did quite a few trees out here. It's a little grass in between, but yeah, all this used to be trees planted all the way back. And then, oh, I never even finished rolling that down. I plowed it, but I didn't finish rolling it into dirt. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet. Uh, placeable, placeables, probably some barns and some windmills and stuff along this edge. It'll be kind of cool. All right, I'm gonna go to the middle sawmill and see if I could find myself any more boards. I don't know when the last time I emptied it, or if it's even running. So if I decline the sale, I guess I have to wait. I can go purchase another couple fields during the spring, or at least get more crops on the field before I can't do it anymore. Where am I going? This way, shortcut. Other thing with seasons I kind of miss is that when you used to buy fields without seasons, it's like added bonus. There's crops already grown and ready to harvest. Oh wow, check that out. That was awesome. Oh, you didn't see that. That was like the perfect hit there. It did a nice little rollover. Oncoming traffic. 10 out of 10. Oh man. That's why I made all the light posts uncollisionable so Viper wouldn't hit them. We're not. Oh yeah, we're running. I just don't have much wood there to worry about yet, so we'll just park this over here and wait. Let's go see what field I want to buy. Where are we? Dun, 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 dun. Allen Farm. You know, I can't. I still have an issue knowing where the heck I am on this map. Okay, this is the one that the cornfield, with that, especially when there's no crops grown. This is the corn. I don't want to plant corn. It's sad, isn't it? I have to look around. This is the Johnson farm. I don't have a combine up there. I've been doing just grass. This is the main farm. That's all root vegetables. I guess I could buy one of these fields, although I only have the sunflower. I do need more sunflowers. Yeah, let's see. Maybe I'll see about buying up a field over here. See what we got for prices. Sunflowers, this is close to the birdseed company. I'm just not sure the sunflower is going to grow yet because we didn't finish that test. It's not quite season, but we're going to give it a whirl in a few minutes. I'm going to plant it and then we'll see if I made a mistake. R. $311,000. Are you kidding me? All right, I'll buy it. Look at all that extra room I made out of this farm, though. I'm gonna drop the fertilizer off. The question is, do I have to plow it first? I can't remember. I do have the plowing set on. You must plow in my games. Yeah. So I gotta plow field 64 before I can do it. Really need to get some pressure washers too. My vehicles are getting kind of dirty. It's my plow over here. We'll get this guy started. We'll check him out a little bit. This is that farm. Nope. That's going to be sugarcane, and I'm not ready to plant that yet. Might have more money for sugarcane. Oh, see, we're just short on the gravel there. Just short on the sand. Where, oh, where am I going? This is that farm. Tabbing through. That's my grass mower. I do use one of these for mowing grass as well, but that's what I was going to do. I was going to plant some. Let's see if I can purchase up another field. I'm going to have to really stock up grass now, too. It doesn't grow all year round. See how much this one is. 193. So when I get over here, I got to plant more grass. I'm going to have to bring a plow over it sometime. Not going to get there during this broadcast, I don't think. Let me get this started up. Get some sand. And this is how I collect my sand. I just drive on top of the lake. And it gets thinner and thinner until I fall through. One thing I be careful is when I'm backing up to these, if I knock the conveyors, they get out of place and they stop filling up. More in this one. And keep this thing moving when it's filling up or you'll end up getting stuck. It'll dig a hole straight down. A little further. Unload. One more of these. And this is how I collect so much sand so fast. Set it and forget it. Woo! Oh, don't roll over. Well, we rolled over. But at least this vehicle has its own uprating capability built in. Do some mud bogging. You know, as we're working on the 16X map, I'm thinking we're going to have some muddy areas. Maybe that's what I'll do. You know, along the side, we put those mountain ranges in that one area. Down one side of maybe I'll put the mud bog in for some mud racing. We've got so much room on that map. We got to do some cool things. Onward to my gravel. And it looks a little funky, but it's still going. As long as I can get some out of here, I'm good. Because I didn't do the gravel reset. And that's what happens. You get the gaps in there. And then depending on what your gravel looked like before and after. That one's got enough, so that's full. And that one's full. Right. Let's see. Oh, that's my cedar. We want to get that off of there. I've got 143,000. I don't think I can wing another field purchase over this side. Not yet. So I'll have to wait. Gotta wait till another season to plant there. This guy's doing good. We're gonna do the sunflower planting. And what do we got in the concrete factory? Piev's concrete, 111. Definitely can fill this up anyway. Why does the fuel indicator keep coming on? Which fuel indicator? Oh, I know what you're talking about. Because that thing can refill itself. It's a fuel truck too. It's a all that mod. It's like $100 in a store, and it's a service vehicle. And actually, interesting thing is, I certainly could probably use to bring it over and fill up that one tree cutter. That's one way around my stump cutter. It's almost out of fuel, and it's pretty close by. We're just gonna fill the truck. This is over here. Why is this over here? Because I rolled over a vehicle right here, and I needed to upright it. That's how I got it out of there. All right. That's good. I think this is going to be sugar cane, but I can't even plant it yet. That's a full train. I'll move it later. That one's still filling up. Yeah. I'm going to go bring my service vehicle over from that other train and fill up that gas before it runs out, and I can't do stumps once I find it. Where? Oh, I. Well, this is one, but yeah, that one's done. See, he's full. So I'm gonna borrow this guy. See, it has a fuel because watch, I can hit the refill, and it can refill itself if I hit it right. Fill myself up with fuel. And that is why the icon is on there. Costs money, but they're self-sufficient. I wonder if it'll keep filling while I'm driving. Yeah, I guess it does. I just needed to stop because it was flashing. Whoa. Stop refueling. There we go. Down here we have that. Whoa, we're gonna roll. Oh man, okay. We get to test out. Come on. It's gonna. Oh, look at. I got it uprated. Yeehaw. This thing is crazy. Crazy vehicle. Goes. I'm going 90 miles an hour with it. With these big rubber tires. I watch how. Let's see how far we could jump the bakery here. Ready? 120. Woo! Not too bad. Where it stops, nobody knows. Oh wait, we're now in the. Come on. Wow, that was a long one. Where are we? Where are we in the Pepsi land? Or in between? We cleared the bakery. That's for sure. Find my little car over here somewhere. Where did I park it? My tree stump mobile needs some fuel fast, so we park it, jump in, and should we be able to? Oh, that's right. Let's see. Uh, service enable disable. Why? Doop. That helps, huh? And then we can pull up and refuel. Kind of cool. You can fill up your cedars and stuff. Old man farmer, how you doing? So we got that one filled up. Might as well while I'm over here see about servicing my scorpion. Let's spin that around. You can't get water to work on this? I have never tried. I will usually don't pay for water. Uh, I usually don't even use it to refuel anything but these because most of the vehicles I'm driving by gas stations or they're at the farms. Just my tree fleet, I use it to refuel that stuff because they are nowhere near a fuel station at the point. Maybe you have to fill it with water first? I'm not sure, never messed with it. Alright, back into... And we can disable and bring it back to where it works. It is pretty cool, I'll have to say, but I'm t I don't use it for a lot of things because, yeah, this thing will harvest fields and everything, and it kind of takes away from... Ooh, nice one. Kind of, that was a 9 out of 10 there. Uh, kind of takes away from the game if this is your combine, you know what I mean? A quick fuel fill up. And my sand, yeah, it kind of takes away a little bit from there, but I don't have all the time in the world to dig up sand anymore. If I want to play this game, I gotta have a quicker way to do it. That's why I brought them in. Sand and gravel. That's the main reason. And I do mowing with it too. I mean, I use it for some things just because I don't play that much anymore, and mowing grass and just collecting my sand and gravel and an occasional fuel fill up. That's it. Because it can harvest everything. You could make it, and if you replace combines in game, I wish it didn't. We should disable the harvesting of certain products because if it wasn't here, I wouldn't use it. But there we go, back into place. All right, I got one guy out there. These are all see trains filled up already, ready to be moved. But this guy's still plowing. He's got a little ways to go. I don't have another tractor over here to start the seeding process. And I don't have much time anyway because I got to run out pretty soon. So we'll just hang out, let him finish up. Maybe I can... I don't have any place to put the concrete except... Well, let's see what's after... Black Cap FM Textile will open up after that. So I guess I can run this over to the textile factory and get that... Because Birdseed's already filled up with concrete. Be very careful. Now he says he tips this over going between here and the warehouse. There's a bump. Somebody said that. Now I've rolled it over coming out of here because I go too fast. But I usually fly right down this hill. Although I did roll over. If this is the bump he's talking about, that's just a hill. There's no real bumps in the road other than the track crossing, which is beyond there, so I don't know. There's that little bump. bring this down and put it into our textiles. Once that guy's done plowing, actually, maybe, yeah, he should be done soon. We'll do the fast forward and check and see if that crops that I planted are going to grow. So we'll answer our sunflower question before we log off here today. Unload. I do love the animations on the spout, so that's pretty cool stuff. I have done no factory upgrades to the concrete or anything. That's something to consider as well with seasons. Do you want to do those updates and have them run so much faster? I'm going to wait until I have too much product and not enough factory before I start increasing the factory production speeds. And that one's good. I don't roll over as much when they're empty. But I am rubber banding all through the show. I must have something going on in my system. Or the stream's just hogging up everything. Oh, you know what? I wonder if it's that. That's one thing I never do. Hold on just a minute. I think it might be that one web page I decided to keep open this time. Let's see if it clears up. No, not really. Oh well. It is what it is. What's the frame rates look like? They're low. I might just have a memory issue from running everything. I might need a reboot because they shouldn't be running that low. It usually isn't that bad. 16, 20? That's pretty sad. Where am I going? Oh yeah, wrong way. Now the tire tracks look much deeper in the gravel. I noticed that recently too. I don't know if it's just me or if it just seems like it's deeper when you're leaving tire tracks, and I don't know if that's giants or seasons or what causes that, but they look a lot cooler. They're little depressions in the gravel now. See how deep they look? They actually pretty awesome. Oh, how much gold? 783. I don't know. Here, let me see how much further that thing has to go. It is at 91% done, or almost done building this thing. That's pretty cool. I'm at the point where I actually pre-filled it because I bought it before I built it. So I was able to drop some piles off over here. I have a little bit of the product in there already for when it's done. That doesn't look like it moved a bit, but I think it is running. Yeah, I hear it running. Let me see how we're looking over here. Yeah, we've got product. Oh, yeah. See, these are the things. I really could go through and redo the digital displays in English at some point. That would be helpful, so I knew what I was looking at. So many little details like that that could still be taken care of in this map, but take time that I tend to overlook them. Fixing the traffic, that's still got to be done. So yeah, I could be on this map forever working on it. Where is the plow guy? Real time to showtime should be 15 seconds, I think. Maybe 10. I can't remember. It's been set up so long ago. It's supposed to disappear altogether with the affiliate thing, but is it set up in OBS? You're asking me. I don't know what I'm doing. Uh, is that a setting in OBS that you can set? Maybe I got to change that. It seems like it's pretty quick. When I ask you guys a question, you guys answer like within 5 or 10 seconds. But I think I can make it instant now. Let me see. I'm pretty sure it's a setting in OBS that I'll take a look at it after the stream and see if we can cut it down a little bit. 6 second delay. Okay. Now can I bring that down to nothing? I think I can now. You couldn't before, but I'm pretty sure when I got the affiliate status with Twitch. Oh, is it? Okay. That they said that you now have no delay in your streaming thing, and maybe it did it automatically. It's good. I don't mind a 6 second delay. Yeah, you can raise it but not lower it. Right. I don't want it any more. I like it to be as quick as possible. But I don't think it was 6 seconds until I got the affiliate status because I think, impose a 15-second delay before you get affiliate. I'm just waiting here because we're going to drive back over to the other field. I'll plant this tomorrow, but I'm going to save the game and then just fast forward and see if planting this field is going to. Well, I don't know if I'm going to plant it tomorrow. Next time I'm in the game, I want to see if sunflower is going to grow because I planted it out of its typical planting period, but within the temperature ranges. So yeah, my thought was get as many fields planted as I can. Start buying more fields if you're going to run seasons. I think that's changes your priorities a little bit. With seasons, I think you want to get fields a lot earlier because you can't do anything with them. After a while, it's not like you can fast forward or go one day and have them back anymore. It's 9 days worth of planning, or several days. It's going to be, man, if we look at the schedule, each of these is 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 34, 15. So you're looking at about 18 game days before you start seeing stuff harvestable from this time, this planning period. That's quite a long time. And I can do a lot of fields because I'm not playing online and it stops after I'm done. I could harvest quite a few fields in an 18-day period, like the whole map probably. So, got to bump it up a little. I'm running a little bit over today. I got a few minutes. We're going to do that quick test and then we'll get out of here. Take my shower and get ready to eat dinner and get ready to get on the road again. Let's see, where am I? The farm is there. Okay. Seems too complicated, but you never tried it. Well, it's... I never tried it either. We'll see how I like it. I'm going to save the game here because I don't like to fast forward my games, but we're going to see what happens with the sunflower that I planted on this field. And actually, let me see if I can get a pickup truck for you guys. Seeing as we're going to fast forward, I want one that's a little closer to home there. Let me bring this one down. This is nowhere close to where I was. Where do I want? Is it this one? Allen Farm. That's better. Allen Farm. We just have to... Which farm is that? Yeah, this one. Which farm is Allen Farm, peoples? We're gonna head down to see how that sunflower reacts, and while we're doing it, we might as well hit the winter seasons for those of you who missed yesterday's show and show you just some of the stuff we messed around with. Oh, don't roll over. Some of the stuff I messed around with yesterday. As long as I don't hit the save button when I exit again, I'll be happy. So technically speaking, bring that back up again. We have sunflower, and it is supposed to be coming due in the first section of the autumn, but I planted it a section early. Let's see what happens. It might appear early, it might not appear at all, but we got to roll to autumn and see what happens. I don't think seasons is too complicated. It just makes it a little bit different. You got to play the game differently. And once you figure out how, like this little test, I'll know if planning it out of season but within temperature was okay, because I'll know if I get sunflowers. And we're gonna, whoa, nice roll, nice slide there. We're gonna fast forward right here and watch. Just going to cancel these for now. This is what I did when I missed my things. So we got day 2 is early spring, and now we're on day 3 early spring. And then all your growth changes take place in when it switches to the next part. So mid-spring, because I fast forward, we're going to have to sit here for a minute and see if anything appears on the field. It may not yet. But yep. Okay, so I've got something, but what the heck do I have? It looks like it might be withered automatically. That doesn't quite look like sunflower, does it? I might have to... Oh, wait, let's see. What do we got? Uh, huh. Yeah, doesn't work. So that answered my question. It shows it's harvested already on my field. So you can't plant out of season or it screws up. So that was, yeah, we'll have to wait until the next part. I'm pretty sure that fast forwarding, it's not going to all of a sudden appear now either. So you must plant within the range that it gives you or you get instant junk crops. That's good to know. You got to stick within the green. Yeah, it went right to harvested. Now we're into late spring. I don't think we'll see any more changes. I don't think it's going to pop back up all of a sudden because it's in harvested mode. So that answers that question. The other thing I want to also, I'll show you guys a couple things that we did yesterday, just in case you missed it. First thing is down here with the seasons mod. There are, whoops, maybe not down here, but up. Where's that road come across? Where does that come across? You see how we have the green hill around there? Actually, we should probably turn it to rock. I do have to fix the black texture flashing still. That I kind of introduced in the last one. But when the winter comes and snow falls, this used to stay green and the rest of the mountains will turn. I'm going to switch that to the rock texture in the next, and when I fix the tunnel. But if we go now, move right up to snow. Actually, before we get there, I'll show you a couple other things. There's some things that are going to happen before it actually snows. So we'll come down here. And hopefully they'll happen. Fast forwarding like this throws things off occasionally. But if you remember, is it gone already? Where'd it go? It was here. Now I fast forwarded and it got screwed up. Maybe I have the potted plant that was out here was set to disappear when it got to a certain season, but it's gone already. Only comes out at certain points. Same way with the wheelbarrow. Maybe they got a little bit of bug in there, but let's keep going. Gonna go right up to early winter. Summertime. You saw the potted plant before I started fast forwarding. That's what's weird. And now it is no longer to be found. I might have it, I think I have it turned on for, now the grass is growing. That's kind of nice, finally. Seasons let you cut the grass once or I think twice a year. Now, this is a custom file I'm using too with different temperatures. Different temperature ranges and some different crop settings that aren't in the current file, so I'm still monkeying around with some things. And I am not sure how this test is going to behave because it all depends on the weather that we forecast that we get. What's going to happen first? Is it going to snow before the lakes freeze? That is the question. In late summer, only a couple more seasons to go, but we'll have to let it catch up a little bit when we get close. Autumn. I'm watching my temperatures. You notice the ground temperatures are a little bit cooler in the autumn. It's down to 10. Now it's down to 7. So our air temperature is, let me synchronize, fast forward. Our air temperature is almost at the freezing point. But I think it's our ground temperature that has to get to freezing and then the ice appears. We went a long way. So ground is still at 7. Air is dropping down. Goes back up in the day. Mid-autumn. Now the ground's down to 6 degrees Celsius. And 5. We're still in mid-autumn. Now it's down to 4. Went back up to 6 there. A little bit. Must have been a warm fall. All right, winter time. This is where it gets interesting. And you can catch this if you want to know how I did it. You can look back at Saturday's video on some of the things that we can do with seasons. Let me get some daylight. Temperature wise, we're at -1. We've got water still here in our lake, and it's still 3 degrees soil temperature. So we're going to move a little bit further. Should be dropping pretty quick here overnight. Our temperature's going down. All right, we've got the snow coming in. Now the first thing, we'll see if it works. I don't know if it will fast forwarding, but we do have set up. Let's get synchronized. The snow will draw in. Right now it's taking longer, I think, because it's actually blanketing the whole ground with the snow throughout the whole map. It should be. Let me go a little further forward. All right. Let's see if the snow covers our map, or if it just. All right. It will snow because this snowman right here is scheduled to pop up when there's snow on the ground. It just got to wait for the whole map to draw it in, which is a lot of snow. So you can set objects to come up when there's just snow on the ground. And there it is. As well as, you notice though, our lake isn't frozen over because the temperature of the ground has not reached 0 yet. So we can still go in our water. And that is completely dependent on the ground temperature when and boy, tough to drive in the snow. But the other thing we did was, and there's a lot more of it to do. If I can drive, this thing stinks on snow. Woo! You'll notice the tunnel up in the distance has a snow texture instead now. So it basically replaces the, here, straighten up. Stop fishtailing. I can't stop it from fishtailing in this. I need my pickup truck back. The other one, my Chevy, because this thing is pretty bad in the snow. But I guess that's the way it would be if you're driving through snowy fields, right? Anyway, up there in the distance, that texture around the tunnel has changed to snow as well, which we can alter that just by including a different setup for the snow itself. When it snows on the ground, it will replace the texture. When it turns back to green, it will replace the texture again. Now we get this ground temperature. I guess I could drive over there. I want to drive on the ice, but man, tough to drive on the snow. What's it going to be like on the ice? I didn't do this truck on the ice yesterday or Saturday. Yeah. No, the sunflower just went to withered, so it's going to be replanted in the proper season. Yeah, unfortunately that didn't work. So we've got the snow, but the ground temperature early winter still at 1. Now we're at 0, and let's see if that's when it freezes over. I think it might freeze over at 0. It might have to go to -1, but it will definitely. Here, we'll move it a little forward to make sure. I don't remember what he had in his list for the ground freeze temperature, but it's completely based on the temperature of the ground, I'm pretty sure. There we go. It did -1. So it's midwinter, it's snowing. The ground temperature is now below freezing, and wow, it's the middle of a day, but you could tell it doesn't look exactly very pleasant. Let me look at how dark it's getting early. But our lake is frozen over with ice. It's actually a little bit easier to drive on than, well, not really. So ice will come in, and that's going to make it interesting because as you do this, you're going to, oh, it was early in the morning. That's what it was. Too early in the morning. Yeah. You're going to now not have access to get your free water on this sheet of ice, but uh, you can drive on it. You won't be able to get your free water, and as you notice, I don't have access to any sand that's below there either, so eventually that could cause issues. Lake's freezing over, but pretty cool. I think that ice looks really awesome. So that's what we did a little work on this map this week. We added some ice planes. The swamp freezes over. We've only got the 2 done so far. Uh, and the tunnel up there actually has snow on it. The snowman and the wheelbarrow gets put away. If you're not super fast forwarding, everything will work just fine. But if you're super fast forwarding, it will, if I logged out and came back in, uh, things would be reset. It just gets a little bit crazy. The Wopster tool in the miscellaneous only. What's a Wopster tool? Only saw it because I was buying Grasshopper. Assume it has to do with the Seasons mod. In the miscellaneous category, there's a wasp. Miscellaneous. I don't know. Oh, that's the soil. Yeah, I haven't even used that yet. But that's true. I don't have any money. But that is to get information on the soil, trees, bales, and other objects. Yeah, that's a pretty cool thing. Here, I'll add some temporary money and buy a Wopster. That did. Yeah, I forgot all about that. I read about it, but I never messed with it. So if we buy it, wait a minute. I'm not switching chainsaws. I want the Wopster. Is it changed by using a chainsaw key? It is. So we got this little tool that I suppose you click on things, but it doesn't do anything there. Uh, Activate tool. If we came over, oh, there we go. So it gives you some information on what's here. If you click on it, it looks like it picked up that my snow is 6 meters or 6 deep. I think that's what that is. Your humidity, oh yeah, it's pretty cool, but I don't have a clue what I'm going to do with it yet. What do we have? Yeah, that's the snow level. How deep your snow is. That's pretty wild. And wheat, 0% grown. Nice. I'm going to have to pick one of those up. Yeah, I'll have to grab that up. See you later, kill all around. In the shop. Yep, got it. I'm going to mess with that when we next time we'll play around with that. I should have grabbed that before I planted my sunflower to see if it would work, but it doesn't. But we do have a funky looking crop over there. What's up with that one? Huh. My cranberry over here. Nope, it just shows that it's there. Some of the crops that we have in game aren't going to work exactly properly because they're not set up, so I probably can't harvest it. But there it is. All right, I'm on the road. And that's pretty much going to be it for today. We did freeze over one more swamp. So I think with the ice plains, you're going to have a little bit of more preparing to do for the winter on the map. You're going to not be able to grab your silt out of your swamps. And you're not going to be able to... yeah, see you later, KW and LJ and everybody. I'll roll the credits in a minute. You're not going to be able to get free water out of the swamps and the lakes when they all freeze over. So you'll have a little bit more planning to do if you're going to run seasons, because all the water sources eventually get back on the road. I could get there faster. I got to get four-wheel drive pickup. All the water sources are going to freeze over just like these do. And then you're going to be stuck not being able to get your product during the winter seasons. So, kind of cool. I'm digging it. All right, guys. With that, thanks for watching today. We'll be back tomorrow. We got at least one show scheduled. I can't remember, but I'm going to be a little bit busy. We'll do a little bit map making tomorrow. And check out the schedule down below if you want to know what other times we're going to be here this week. Other than that, we'll catch you later and have a great rest of your day.